here if you observe from the, I'll not write this now, later on I'll write, I'll just show it will be equal to A exclusive or B exclusive or C. Okay, so for what I'll do, from these two terms I'll take A bar common. Okay, A bar common, so that I'll be left out with B bar C plus B C bar. Okay, plus A I'll take common. Okay, A I will take common. Okay, if I take A common, it will be B bar C bar plus BC. Okay, so see, from these two I've taken A bar common, and from these two terms I've taken A common. Okay, so if you just recall, it is nothing but B bar C plus B C bar is nothing but, can I write it as B exclusive or C? Can I write it as B exclusive or C?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, plus A, this one, it is nothing but the XNOR gate. Okay, XNOR gate output, which is nothing but B exclusive or C whole complement. This is what we can write, right? So if you just recall, this is what your XNOR gate. Okay, so A, B are the inputs. XOR gate will be like this. Okay, you will not have any bubble at the corner. Here A, B, so A exclusive or B. Okay, when it comes to the, this is XOR, this is your XNOR gate. Okay, so just recall, AB are given to the XNOR gate, so it will be A exclusive or B whole bar. Okay, so this is nothing but AB plus A bar B plus AB bar, and this is nothing but A bar B bar plus AB. Okay, so here if you observe, in place of A and B you have B and C, that's it. Okay, so B bar C plus BC bar, which we can write as B exclusive or C, plus A into B bar C bar plus BC can be represented as B exclusive or C whole bar. Any doubts here? Any doubts here? In place of B you have, in place of A you have B, in place of B you have C, that's it. That's it. In place of A you just have C. Okay, that's it. That is what here. So we can represent B bar C plus BC as B exclusive or C whole bar. Okay, so let me just erase all this. Okay, so let me now let me consider that X is equal to B exclusive or C. So this equation will turn to, some equation will turn to A bar, in place of B exclusive or C I'll write as X, plus A into B exclusive or C, it is X, and I have complement also, a complement. So this can be represented as A bar X plus A X bar can be represented as
Or A exclusive X.
X. A exclusive or X. Okay. So where, what is X? X is nothing but A exclusive or B exclusive or C. Okay. So this is what I have told you. Here I have written no A exclusive or B exclusive or C. Okay. So that is what this equation. Okay. So some equation when you want to implement, see the heading here is implement full adder using two half adders. Okay, that is what the question. Okay, so whenever they ask you to implement full adder using two half adders, what you need to do here is you need to first convert the sum equation to A exclusive or B exclusive or C. Okay, why we are going with this, I'll show you, I'll tell you. Okay, but make sure that you convert it in this way, and you have the carry equation also, somebody in this two terms, so it will turn to BC A bar plus A, and here I'll take here what I can take common, I'll take A common, so that it, from these two terms I'll take A common, so it will be B bar C plus, or wait, let me take it in different way. Okay, I'll take C common between these two terms, and between these two terms, AB. Okay. I'll take C common between these two terms. So it will become A bar B plus AB bar, and here I'll take AB common, so that I'll be left out with C bar plus C. See, you have to take in this way only. I'll tell you the reason why you need to take it in this way only. Okay, see, as we know, this ABC can be used for all the three terms, but here what I need to do, I need to use two half adders. Two half adders should be used, and I need to design a full adder. Okay, for that reason I'm doing like this. Okay, so you need to take in this way only. Okay, so make sure that you just remember this step. From the first two terms you take C common, and from the last two terms you take AB common, so that C bar plus C, so it will be equal to C. What is this? A bar B plus AB bar can be represented in exclusive OR form, right? So it is nothing but A exclusive OR B plus AB into 1. Okay, so the carry equation is nothing but, I'll tell you why I am I'm interested to take A exclusive OR B here plus AB. Okay, so if you just recall your half adder, let me draw the half adder circuit using exclusive OR gate. Okay, so if you just recall, the circuit was in this way. Half adder AB, so I have got some here as A exclusive OR B, and I've got a carry as AB. Okay, so this is my half adder. So I need to use such two half adders. Okay, so such two half adders I need to use, and I need to implement the full adder. Okay, so let me show how exactly I'm doing this. Okay, first see the diagram. I'll be explaining and telling you how I've drawn the diagram. If you still have any doubts, you please ask me. Okay, but this is very important question. See, like this, I just want to share one thing. So this I have thought for the like it is there for you. Okay, so for the fourth sem people or third sem people, I don't remember exactly. When I was doing invigilation, I saw this question is given in some other subject, computer organization, something like that. So you just understand how important this diagram is. Okay, so that is the reason. Make sure that you understand this diagram properly. So I'll take the sum and the carry equation. Sum equation is nothing but A exclusive OR B exclusive OR C. Okay, next carry equation, it is nothing but C A exclusive OR B, C into A exclusive OR B, okay, plus AB. Okay, so this is what the equation. Okay, where is that? This is what the equation for carry. Okay, so you have to consider these two equations only when you are implementing full adder using two half adders. Okay, so first let me take the first one half adder. This is my one half adder. I'll just take it as it is. I have A, I have B, I have A, I have B. Give it to the XOR gate, so that my output here will be A exclusive OR B, and from here again I'll get AB. Okay, so if you just observe, still I've not got the sum and carry equation of full adder. Okay, but I have just got A exclusive OR B and AB. Okay, so I need to get A exclusive OR B exclusive OR C. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll use one more, I need to use two half adders. Okay, so let me draw that first. Okay, so this is one more half adder. But I need to see what I need to connect here. I have to just check. Okay, so if you just observe, to this I need to give something so that I will get the sum and also the carry. Okay, so can anybody tell me what should be the input to this XOR gate, the second XOR gate? See, I'll come again. I have to use two half adders. Okay, so this is my one half adder and this is my second half adder. Okay, to the first half adder I have given AB, so that my output here is A exclusive RB, and from the AND gate I'll get AB. Okay, so this is nothing but here half adder. Okay, so this is one half adder. Similar way, I need to use one more half adder. So I have used one more half adder. Using these two half adders, maybe you will be using an additional OR gate also here. Okay, but definitely you should have two half adders. So this is the first half adder. Okay, this is the first half adder and this is a second half adder. Okay, using this two, you need to get the sum and carry of your full adder circuit. Okay, so now my question is, what should be given to this second XOR gate? This is my first XOR gate and this is my second XOR gate. So what should be given to this second XOR gate?
C.
C. One input should be C. Okay, so from somewhere I'll take C and I'll connect here. Is it right? What should be the other input here? Is it A exclusive RB? So that here it will become as A exclusive RB exclusive RC.
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
doubts here? Any doubts
No.
here? Okay, so this is nothing but my sum equation. Okay, in the same way, if you observe, this is my A exclusive RB and this is my A exclusive RB. This is my C, right? C is given to the second input. Okay, so what will be the output of this AND gate now? See, I'll just redraw it again. I'll just redraw it. So everybody, I want everyone to understand this because it is very, very important implementation. Okay, so I've taken two half adders. To the first half adder, I've given AB. Okay, so that from the upper gate, I've got A exclusive RB, and from the lower gate, AND gate, I've got AB. Okay, now I have to take similar kind of half adder again. So here I've taken the second half adder also. Okay, so this is my, wait, second half adder, 1 second. Second half adder circuit. Okay, so this is my half adder, right? So what will be here, that I don't know, but this is one more half adder. Okay, this is the first half adder and this is the second half adder. Okay, now I need to see here I've already got A exclusive RB. Okay, but I need to get A exclusive RB exclusive RC. Okay, so what I need to do to get A exclusive RB exclusive RC, I need to connect it to the XOR gate. Okay, so if you observe here, I've got the XOR gate, second XOR gate. Okay, so from here I'll just connect this so that here my input will be exclusive RB. And what should be the second input? Second input should be equal to C. Okay, only when you have like that, it will be like A exclusive RB exclusive RC. So if I want to get A exclusive RB exclusive RC, I have to connect the second input of the XOR gate to C. Is it clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hope you people are understanding. Still you have any doubts, please ask me. Okay, so this is my sum. Sum I've got, this I've got already. Now I need to get carry as well. Okay, so we'll see what will happen here. So if you observe, one input to this AND gate is A exclusive RB and the other input to this AND gate is C. Okay, so what will be the output here? C exclusive RB. C exclusive RB. Okay, so I've got this much. Okay, and what I need to do, I need to get plus AB also. Okay, so here I have AB. So what I need to do, yeah, AB I've already have. So I need to get this term plus this term. How will you get? This is a carry equation, Noma. So I need to get C A exclusive RB. Okay, so I have C A exclusive RB here, and I need to have AB also. So I have AB here. So how will I get this term plus this term? The first term, this is my first term, this is my second term. So correct, Karthik, I think so, no? Okay, so connect these two outputs to one XOR gate, OR gate, so that this is my AB. I'll draw it neatly, ma. So this is my AB and this is my C into A exclusive RB and this is my AB. Give it to the OR gate so that my output will be equal to carry. Carry will be equal to AB plus C A exclusive RB. Any doubts here? Anybody have any doubts here? Please let me know. Anybody have any doubts in the implementation? For your like clear understanding, what I'll do, I'll redraw it once again neatly. Okay, here when I was explaining wherever I want, I have just taken this half adder. So I'll just do it neatly. Okay. First half of the circuit, AB is given. So here I'll get A exclusive RB, and here I'll have AB. Now what I'll do, this I'll connect to the one more XOR gate, and this one I'll connect it to the C. Okay, so here it will be like this. So I'll give it to the AND gate. Here I'll get A exclusive or B exclusive or C. Exclusive or C. And this is my C. This is A exclusive or B. So the output here is C, A exclusive or B. Now this is nothing but my sum. In order to get carry, I'll connect this and A exclusive RB to the OR gate, so that I'll get C A exclusive RB plus AB, which is nothing but the carry equation. Okay. Hope this is clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Still anybody have doubts? Please let me know. If you people don't have any doubts, I'll go to the next topic, next combination circuit. Okay. Nobody have any doubts? Anybody have any doubts? Okay, fine. I'll go with the next topic, multiplexers, which is also called as MUX, or it is also called as data selector. In short, we call it as MUX, or this multiplexer is also called as data selector. Okay, so the main use of this multiplexer is that a large amount of information, say I'll have so much of information, all this information, instead of using a separate line for each information, okay, so this is my some black box I have, so this is my input information from different sources. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to transmit this information to the output. Okay, so instead of using so many data lines like this, what I can do is I can use a multiplexer. Okay, what it will do is it will take information. Okay, information, it will take large information and it will transmit the information through a single line. Okay, so this is nothing but the switch kind, okay, or commutator. What it has to do, it may select either this this information, or it may select either this information. So this is a kind of switch. Okay, it may select this information, the first one or the second one or the third one or the fourth one, like that. Okay, so this selection of information will be done by using the select lines. Okay, so we'll also have the select lines. Okay, always this indicates the input, arrow into the box indicates input, arrow out of the box input indicates output. Okay, so from this large number of information sources, I will have only the single data line, and this entire information will be transmitted through this data line. Okay, so which data to be selected, either the first one or the second one or the third one or the fourth one, it will depend on this select lines. Understand the concept, then I'll explain you the original circuit. Is this clear? What is a multiplexer is clear to all of you now?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll just repeat it. You have large number of information source here. Okay, there are so many information sources here. Okay, so what I need to do whenever I'm transmitting the information from the source to the destination, source in the sense where the information is generated, destination in the sense the final place where it has to reach. Okay, so if you just take our communication, whatever I am speaking, the information, whatever I am speaking is the information generated at the source, and you people are the destination. Okay, so that is what it means. Okay, so here what will happen, I have lot of information source here. There are a lot of so many information sources. Okay, instead of transmitting the information through so many data lines, So the more the data lines, it is not a good idea, right? So you should not have more number of data lines. Instead, what we'll do, we will use a single output line. Okay, this is the output line, single output line. Okay, so this single output line, what it will do, it will select the information either from the first information source or the second information source or the third information source or the fourth information source or the fifth information source. Whatever it is selecting, the information will be passed through this single output itself. Okay, so that is what the use of multiplexer. This is very important concept. Okay, hope this is clear to all of you. How exactly it is working, I'll show you. Okay, here you have to just understand its like overall idea. Okay, so as I've told you that either this or this input or this input or this input or this input will be selected by this output. Okay, so which line to be selected, which information source to be selected will be selected by using the selection lines. Okay, so these are the selection lines. Based on the values you give here, this data line will be selected. Okay, and how many selection lines you will have, and if you have so many selection lines, what will be the information sources that it will be able to transmit the information, that all I'll tell you now. Hope the basic concept is clear. Multiplexer is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Large number of information units can be sent through a smaller number of channels. That is what your multiplexer in short. Okay, so now I'll go with the actual multiplexer. I'll just show, see, actually for your syllabus, you have 8 by 1 multiplexer. 8 by 1 multiplexer, but let me just start with the basic. Okay, let me go with the, see, I have a multiplexer. This is my multiplexer, and let me assume that I have 4 data lines. 4 data lines from here to here. I will name as data D1, data D0, D1, D2, D3 are my data lines. Okay, so and mux is always many to 1, many. So I have so many inputs and one output line. This is what your mux. Okay, so this is your output line. These are your input lines. These are your input lines. So as I've already mentioned, multiplexer, instead of using so many output lines, it will just use a single output line, and it will select the information from a particular input source, and it will transmit the information. Okay, so here this selection, it may select either the first one or the second one or the third one or the fourth one. So what I'll do here, I will just D0, I'll assign the values as 0, 0. See, I have 4 different data sources. Okay, since I have 4 different sources, I can use 2 selection lines, because 2 selection lines will give me 4 combinations. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So all these 4 combinations are enough to determine which data to be selected here. Okay, so for that reason, since I have 4, I will take only 2 selection lines, because by using 2 selection lines, I'll be able to select one among this data lines. Hope this is clear to you. Hope this is clear to you why I'm taking 2 here. Okay, I'll just ask you one question. Let me consider I have 8 data lines. So how many selection lines I need to use? 8 data lines I have. Okay, so that is what your multiplexer. So let me just explain you this multiplexer. How many inputs are here? Now how many inputs are there? How many inputs are there? 4 inputs. So it is said to be 4:1 mux. 4 inputs and 1 output line. And since I have 4 inputs, I should have 2 selection lines. These are nothing but the selection lines. A, B are nothing but the selection lines. Selection lines. What it will do, if AB values are 0, 0, then D0 will be selected. D0 will be selected in the sense D0. This switch will connect to D0. If again this is data, it is binary data only. It can be either 0 or 1. Here also it will be either 0 or 1. Here also either it will be 0 or 1. Here also it will be either 0 or 1. Okay. So what happens here? this based on this selection lines, the data D0 or the D1 data D0, D1, D2, D3, one among this will be selected. So what I'll do, I'll just assign or I will just write the table, truth table here like this. A, B are my selection lines and Y is my output line. Okay, so A, B are my selection lines in the sense 0, 0. If 0, 0, then I will say to the system that select D0. If A and B values are 0, 1, select D1. D1 is also the input here. Okay, so if 1, 0, I will select as D2. If 1, 1, select the input D3. Okay, this is how it should be. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is this clear? Anybody have doubts here in the tabular column? Because based on the selection lines, you may ask me why I have selected only 2 selection lines, because I have 4 data information. The information lines are nothing but 4. Okay, so I have 4 information lines. So just by using 2 selection lines, which will take 4 combinations, I'll be able to take a particular data input. Okay, so similar way I have just assigned the values here. Okay, so what is that? If my selection line values are 0, 0. Okay, if my selection line values are 0, 0, A value is 0 and B value is 0, then the switch will connect to D0. If it is 0, 1, then the switch will connect to D1. Okay, if I have 1, 0, then the switch will connect to D2. Okay, if it is 1, 1, then the switch will connect to D3. Okay, so whatever information is present in D3, that information will be passed when your AB. This is as I've mentioned, 4 input, 1 output. So we are representing it as 4:1 mux. Okay, but your syllabus you have 8:1 mux. Okay, so whenever they ask you in the exam, explain multiplexer, then you have to go with 8:1 mux only. Okay. So can you tell me how to draw this 8:1 mux? 8:1 mux. How many? Okay, I'll just draw it in the next page so that the selection lines also can connect properly. 8:1 mux or multiplexer. Okay, see, I have given one more name to this multiplexers as a data selector. Okay, so that's what, based on the selection lines, this data will be selected. Okay, so that is the reason the multiplexer is also said to be the data selector. Okay, hope it's clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. 8:1 mux. Okay, so I'll just draw the black box. This also will implement this black box, whatever I'm drawing here, it is nothing but the black box. This black box also will implement. Let me call this as 8:1 mux. So can you tell me how many inputs should be there? How many inputs should be there? 8 inputs should be there. Okay, 8 data lines should be there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll name as D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. How many outputs will be there for the multiplexer?
1.
1. Always, whenever we are speaking about multiplexer, always you'll have 1 output. Okay, so output. Okay, how many selection lines are required?
3.
How many? 2 power n, where this n indicates power of 2. You need to represent this input data lines as power of 2, so that the power of this 2 n will define you the number of selection lines. Okay, so in the previous case it was 4. M value was 4. 4 in the sense you can write as 2 square. So this 2 indicates number of selection lines. Okay, in the same way here you have 8 input lines. So 8 input lines. So 8 can be represented as 2 cube. Okay, so this 3 indicates 3 selection lines. Okay, so can anybody tell me if I have 16 input lines? Always it will be designed as power of 2 only. Okay, if I have 16 input lines, how many selection lines are required? How many selection lines?
4, ma'am.
4 selection lines. If I have 64?
5.
5. 2 power 5. Okay. 2 power 5, correct? 6. 2 power 6. Okay, 2 power 6 is 64. Okay, so 6 selection lines are required. Okay, this is how we'll be constructing the multiplexer. Okay. So you need one selection line. Sorry, 3 selection lines here for the 8 data inputs. Okay, so let me write the truth table again. So A, B, C are my selection lines, and your output F can be 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1. Okay, so if my selection lines value is D naught, I have 0 0 0, then it will select D naught line. If the selection in lines input is 0 0 1, it will select D1. If it is 0 1 0, D2, 0 1 1, D3, 1 0 0, D4, 1 1 0, D5, 1 1 1, D6. Okay, so this is how the selection will that whatever information. So let me take 1 0 0. 1 0 0 indicates D4. Okay, D4. So what happens to the switch? It will just connect to the D4, and whatever information is present here, that will be the output. Okay, so the output will be either D0 or D1 or D2 or D3 or D4 or D5 or D6 or D7. Only one input, one output you will have here out of so many inputs. Okay, so the output equation here will be written in different way. Hope you people will understand. Let me name this output as F. Okay, so F equation will be written. So F can be either I may get D0 as my output. Okay, so I will write the equation for this first input as ABC values are, see, everything is input only. ABC is input, and even F is also the input. No, sorry, D0 is also the input. So I'll write the output equation for F as ABC values, input values, A value is 0, B value is 0, and C value is 0. So I'll write as A bar, B bar, C bar, and also D0. Okay, I may get see if A value ABC values are 0 0 0 0. So what happens to this function? It will become 1 1 1 D0. Okay, so 1 1 1 D0 in the sense, what will be the overall value of this? 1 and 1 and 1 D0. What will be the value of this? A and operation with 1, what will be the A and operation with 1?
A itself.
A itself, right? So here, if my ABC values are 0 0 0, let us consider, then what happens? A bar will be 1, B bar will be 1, C bar will be 1, and D0 will be there. So I may get D0 alone, right? D0 alone when ABC values are 0 0 0. Okay, or I'll write it in the other way also. Like if I have other inputs, then again it will be OR, because I may get either D0 or D1 or D2 or D3 or D4 or D5 or D6 or D7. Any one will be the output. Okay, and that output will depend on ABC values. That is the reason I'll write its corresponding equation, and then I'll explain you once again if you're not understanding. Okay, so corresponding to D1, this is A bar, B bar, A value is 0, B value is 0, C value is 1. So A bar, B bar, C, and also D1 plus 0 1 0 D2, 0 1 0, in the sense A bar, B, C bar, D2 plus Next one, this one corresponding to D3. A bar, A bar, A bar corresponding to D3. A bar, B, C, D3 plus D4. A, B bar, C bar, D4 plus D5. D5 corresponding A, B bar, C, D5 plus A, B, C bar, D6 plus A, B, C, D7. Okay, so this is the output equation. Okay, so I'll just I don't know how many of you have understood this equation. Let me take one particular case. Okay, so let me take A, B, C values as somebody tell me some combination. Somebody tell me some combination here.
101.
Huh? ABC selection line values.
101.
101. Okay, so let me take this. So when I take 101, what happens to F? We will see. Okay, we know that 101 it has to give me D5, but let us check whether we are getting D5 or not. Okay, so A will substitute the values here. A value is 1, so A bar will be equal to what? Here we'll substitute all the values in this equation. Okay, so A bar is 1. The A value is 1. So what happens to A bar?
0.
0.
0. B value is 0. So B bar value will be equal to
1.
1.
1. C value is 0. Sorry, C value is 1. C bar value will be equal to 0. D naught plus the second term. A bar. A value is 1. So A bar value will be equal to 0. B bar value 1. C value 1. D2. No, sorry, D1. Next A bar 0. 0. C bar is 0. D2 plus A bar 1, so it is 0. B 0. C 1. D3 plus A value is 1, so here also 1. B bar 1. C bar 0. D4 plus this one. A is 1. B bar is 1. C is 1. D5 plus A, B, C bar. A is 1. B is 0. C bar is 0. D6 plus A is 1. B is 0. C is 1. D7. Okay. So what happens to this term? What will be the value of this term? AND operation with 0 will be equal to
0.
0. Second one
0.
0. Third one
0.
fourth one
0.
0. This one
0.
this one
1.
D5 not 1. AND operation not OR. AND operation with any variable will be itself. Okay, plus this one
0.
last one
0.
0. Okay, so what is the F value now?
D5.
D5. So as we assumed the ABC value is 101, I have told you that we need to get D5. Are we getting D5 or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So you people understood how I've written this equation now? Have you understood or you want me to explain it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Explain? You want me to explain once again?
No, understood.
Others also please respond.
Understood, ma'am.
Everybody understood, right? So here you may ask me one question, ma'am. In the previous cases, we have written wherever we had 1 as my output, we have written its corresponding input variables. But here it is different case where ABC are also inputs and D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D7 until D7 are also the inputs. Okay, so that is the reason I have written the equation in this way. Hope this is clear to everybody, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we have to implement it. Okay, so in the exam they'll ask you explain multiplexer and implement using basic gates. Okay, implement it. Implement multiplexer. They may ask you just implement multiplexer. In that case, you need to go with the 8:1 mux. Write this first block diagram. Then after that, the truth table here. Then write this equation and then implement the function. Okay, I'll just show you how to implement it. Okay, so let me take the equation back. You have a bar, b bar, c bar, d naught plus a bar, b bar, c. Same equation. I'm just writing it again because I want to implement a bar also. I have b bar also. I have c bar also. So let me take a bar in the sense I will just take see your implementation using basic gates. Okay, so here a bar, then in the same way this is my b bar, c bar. Okay, so here what along with this, so how many first I need to get d a bar, b bar, c bar, d naught. Okay, so this is my a bar, this is my b bar, and this is my c bar. A bar, b bar, c bar. Along with that I also have d naught, so I'll just connect d naught also to this. So my output here will be equal to a bar, b bar, c bar, d naught. Okay, like that you need to get the second term also. A bar, b bar, c, a bar, b bar, c, and along with that you have one more input also, which is nothing but d1. Okay, d1. So here I'll get as a bar, b bar, c, d1. Okay,